Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for the segment, we have Darius Tabai. He's the CEO of Vertex Protocol to discuss if the move in Bitcoin and Ethereum is sustainable and how it's impacting other coins. Darius is a former precious metals trader before diving into crypto full-time at firms including Cross Tower and JST Capital. Darius, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for having me.
You got it. And before we get into Ethereum and Bitcoin, what was your thoughts around the market's response to the Fed?
Yeah, so it's been will they, won't they kind of a week, right? So obviously, I think the language out of the Fed, everyone was surprised at Chairman Powell's positive tones. And we saw that in the response in the dollar. And then we've since seen it turn around today after the job report. So it's kind of still up in the air, and it reminds me of old boss of mine used to say, bull markets climb the walls of worry. So that seems to be where we are right now, is climbing that worry.
What's your take on the move in Bitcoin and Ethereum? Are they starting to decouple from the stock market, or is it still trading in tandem with the macro environment?
Yeah, I think broadly sentiment seems to be positive. It was probably the most punished asset class last year, and it's the most outperforming one this year. I think if we can see continued weakness in the dollar, you're going to see a lot of strength out of the crypto market as we recover from previous lows.
So where do we go from here? Are traders seeing additional growth opportunities in some of the lesser known coins?
Yeah, I think it's typical in crypto. You see a cycle where we'll see often the leads taken by BTC and ETH, and then you'll see the altcoins sort of follow on from there. So we've seen big returns this month in coins like Aptos, Gala, Optimism, Chanel 2. And a lot of that, to be honest, was coins that had large short interests. Those have really been squeezed in the last few days, particularly, but all this month, really.
Yeah, well, we're certainly seeing that in the equity market with some of these names being squeezed as well. So explain to me where Vertex fits in the digital asset ecosystem.
Yeah, so I think broadly crypto sort of captured a lot of minds over the last year for a lot of the wrong reasons. People are aware of centralized exchanges having a lot of problems. We think that Vertex is a decentralized exchange. So what that means is everything's guaranteed by on-chain smart contracts. And so for users, it's a way of being able to trade crypto without risking the bad actor risk we saw from exchanges like FTX last year.
So how does that work? Is it more proof of reserves, or what makes your particular platform unique? I mean, the trust has to be rebuilt back in the system. And of course, digital asset infrastructure is such an important topic right now. I mean, there are those challenges where there's an exchange as a custodian, it's also an exchange, also holding, and you can understand why there's a lot of mistrust. Yeah,
absolutely. So I think it's kind of hard to frame in a traditional finance framework, but obviously, I think most people are comfortable with the fact that blockchain offers a settlement layer. It's really a decentralized database. We use that to guarantee users' assets. So rather than trading with us effectively as the exchange and us being the custodian, we've helped build smart contracts that are run by a foundation. They sit on chain. Users have a wallet. They trade directly via smart contract. And that means they never take any credit risk to Vertex as such. They are always in control of their assets. They always control their tokens.
So basically, you don't run into that risk where there is commingling or over leveraging.
100%, none of that. Everything is just guaranteed one for one on chain by those contracts.
All right. Appreciate the insight, Darius. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.